So this is a Swift Conqueror 480, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. We'll also tell you a bit more about the ATC and how that works. In the front locker on the bulkhead you've actually got your gas regulator with yellow gas shut-off valve on the side here, and you've got your gas pipe work that goes into the top of the bottle itself. Is actually a reverse thread fitment, so you have to turn it the opposite way to release it to what you would a bottle of drink, for instance. On top of the bottle you've got open for the gas supply, which is essentially on, and then you've got closed for off on top, so you do need to make sure when you're travelling that the gas bottle is turned off. You can actually carry two bottles of 6 kilogram bottles of gas when you are towing down the road. You wouldn't have any more than that on board the caravan. You've got your Aldi heating and hot water flow at the front of the caravan, and that is there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit, to keep the at the back of the heater unit. It works very much the same as your vent on the side of your house. On either side of the front of the caravan you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You would not lift the caravan with these legs, you'd only use them for stabilising the van while it is on site. You've then got your water pump connection coming into the side of the caravan. You've got a blue trigger on the side. You pull back the blue trigger to release it from the caravan and push it in and lock the blue trigger in place. You've got the water pump pipe work that you on this particular pump that you can actually screw into the top of the aqua roll so the pipe stays straight, and it's got a bit of plastic pipe going down inside of there also to hold the pickup pipe in the water inside the barrel. Then got your battery box with a 110 amp leisure battery in there, and your mains power lead coming into the side of the van. The motor mover main power switch is also in the side of here, just at the top here, but we'll demonstrate that to you in person here on site again. So you just plug your mains power lead in, and I'll demonstrate how to turn the power on from the inside of the caravan. You've then got your motor mover, which, like I said, we'll demonstrate here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to you taking the caravan away from site. You then got your your flush tank for the toilet system. You'd open this up with the key, and you put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom of here, in the bottom cassette, you have your toilet waste cassette. You release it by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette you've got your orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. This cassette will take 1 litre of water and a capful of the blue fluid prior to use. On the rear of the caravan on either side you've got your wind down stabilising legs. You will notice for handover we've only got one down. However, when you're on site and set up you'd have to put all 4 down to stabilise the van. On the door side of the caravan you've got your 2 fridge vents. The 2 fridge vents are essentially there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And on the top right hand side here you also have your gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. You've then got your 240 power out socket, so you can have power coming out from the inside of the caravan through into your awning should you wish to. Under seat storage for the front of the caravan. Your barbecue gas point and your wind down leg for this front left hand side of the caravan. Going inside the caravan now, I'm going to demonstrate how the internal systems work. So the first thing you'll need to do is just come underneath the front right hand seat once you've got the power connected to the caravan. Once you have that power connected, underneath this seat you will actually find your mains control units for the caravan. On the back left hand side here of the control unit you've got your master power switch, so you've got power off when it's raised as it is now, and power on when it's down in the lower position. On the left hand side here you've got your 12 volt fuses, which I'll show you where there's a list of those in a moment to what each of those does. You've got your reverse polarity for when you're in some European countries where the power changes over. Charger, we advise you leave this on at all times because that works when you're towing down the road also. Then to work your heating and hot water you would need to have the power switch on this right hand side, and it needs to be illuminate orange. Underneath the panel here you'll see mains 230 volt protection. So essentially they're basically like your household test switches. If you want to find out if you've got power coming into the caravan from the site you're on, you can hit the test switch here, which will drop down this switch if you have power coming into the caravan. If there is no power coming into the caravan when you hit this test switch, this switch will not drop down, it will stay in the top position. Also, while we're underneath here, we can get the water system ready to be filled. So just down the side of this control unit here, you'll actually see this yellow valve. To fill the water system on board the caravan, you need to make sure that yellow valve is parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, then the water that is on board the caravan will drain out onto the floor underneath. So like I said, it needs to be in the position it's in now, which is parallel with the floor. When you are finished using the caravan after your weekend away or week away, we do advise that you completely drain down the water system by lifting that valve upright, but while you're on site, like I said, it has to be parallel with the floor. If you do leave water in the onboard water system, it could potentially freeze up and crack during the winter months or when we have cold spells. Once you have the power underneath there and you've got that tap parallel with the floor, you can come over to every tap on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side of the water system. Obviously you do this with your aqua roll connector on the outside. You can then come to the control panel above the door, hit the master power switch just here, and the caravan will turn on power wise. Or sorry, the power for the control panel, sorry. You've then got your front light, your awning light for the outside of the caravan, your internal lights above the front seating area, which are dimmable. So here at the bottom of the screen, you can just about see, hopefully, that it says dim level 100. You can actually adjust the brightness of those lights. They are what they call mood setting lights. You've then got your internal lights for the caravan along the roof of the van and the ones around the front seating areas and in the bathroom also. You've then, on the bottom left-hand side of the control panel here, got your water pump. So once you've got all them taps open, press the water pump switch and water will start building up in the water system. Now once the water starts running continuously, as you can see it's doing now, you can then shut all of the taps off on board the caravan because the water system is full, and at that point you can start warming the water on board the caravan. On the control panel to the left hand side of this one here, the one for controlling the lighting and the water pump, etc., you have your Aldi control panel. You can hit the power switch and that will come on. We do advise when before you turn off this panel that you turn off the Aldi heating. Top left hand corner of the screen, it is indicated to me that we've got mains power coming in and that it's turned on underneath the front seating area. And then you've got your current room temperature on the bottom here. If we press the menu button, it will take us into the options for the caravan. Now at the top here, we have room temperature. So you've got plus or minus to set your room temperature. Below that, you have hot water on when it's halfway up, and hot water boost when this bar is... I do apologise about the camera not focusing very well. Just going to wait for that to clear up for a second. There we go. When this bar is completely full, as it is now, that means the water is on hot water boost. I'm going to turn up the heating. Below that, with the power symbol just here, we actually have the option of power on for the so power coming into the caravan on. So you've got either 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts available to run your heating and hot water from. What you set that to will depend on the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So with that, we do advise you ask the site office when you arrive on your holiday, and they will advise you of how much power you can run that power or the heating and hot water systems on. At the bottom here, on the bottom left hand side of the screen, you'll actually see a gas symbol. So if you want to ignite the gas system for the heating and hot water, you can turn on the gas bottle in the front locker. Then you'll hit the blue button in the bottom left hand corner that will come green when it is igniting. If it fails to ignite, it will actually come up with gas fail in writing along the bottom of this screen with 2 exclamation marks either side. You won't actually see that at the moment because it has actually ignited on gas. Bottom right hand side of the screen here, you have some advanced settings, which for these we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, as if I tried to explain them in the video it'd probably take me around 2 to 3 hours to complete. Microwave, hob, grill and oven, all work very much like your household appliances, no differences at all there. Now obviously the microwave will only work when you're connected to mains power, it will not work if you're off grid, the same as the electric ring on the cooker itself. Next up is the fridge, the most important part of the caravan in my opinion, so it keeps the beer and wine nice and cold. We'll hit the power button on the left hand side. At the moment you can see that it is the plug symbol here is illuminated blue. What that is meaning is that it's using 240 mains to chill the fridge. You've got your option for your power or temperature of the fridge on the thermometer button on the right hand side, so every time you hit that it will go up or it will drop back down to the 1 depending on what power level you're already on. Next up we've got the option to run gas, so we'll hit the gas option. Again, the fridge will self-ignite on gas, and if it fails to ignite on gas it'll actually flash the blue light just here, and it'll flash the red warning light on the opposite side just here. You've then got the option of 12 volt mode. Now at the moment, as you can see, 12 volt mode is flashing at me to let me know there's no power source. The reason being is that we have no car connected at the front of the caravan, because that 12 volt mode is actually from the car you are towing with, not from the 12 volt system on board the caravan. The caravan itself, or the 12 volt battery on board the caravan, will not power the fridge. Like I said, it is just the 12 volt supply from the car that turns the fridge into a cool box. So if you want to have the fridge on while you're running, you'd have the control panel turned off above the door. You would need to have the control panel on, or the main isolator switch on underneath this seat on the right hand side. You'd then come inside, turn the fridge on and select the 12 volt mode. Coming into the bathroom now of the caravan. The last thing we go through, we've got an electric flush on the toilet just here on top. We've got a toilet full indicator light, so this will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself does turn for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you are removing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you need to have it back in this central position as it is now. The reason for this being is it has 2 lockout tabs on this toilet seat, on the toilet seat itself. So when the toilet seat is turned, it'll actually lock the cassette underneath the van in place, so you can't remove it while the toilet is being used. Very similar with the grey waste handle down the bottom here. If it's open in this position, how you'd need it when you're using glue, it would actually again lock the cassette in place. So to release the cassette, you need to have it back in this central position, and we do advise after each use that you do have this handle back in the central position regardless, so no smells come back inside the caravan. So this is the Swift Conqueror 480. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.